Welcome to the Margarita Room with Dutch.
Happy Sunday! How are you? Let me start my cam. Happy Sunday, y'all. Come on into the room. You know what? I forgot my magic wand. Hold on a second. Let me unmute you, Damali. Hold on. Can't unmute guests because they chose to mute themselves. Oh, you got to unmute yourself, girl. There you go. Let me go get my wand. Hold on a second.
Okay. Yeah, I love the idea of wands for the new moon. Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Damali. If you're watching, I can't tell if anybody's watching or not, but someone might also watch later. So, oh my God, that's gorgeous.
All right, y'all. You know, ain't no party
So beautiful.
like a Costa Rican margarita room party if we don't got the magic wand on deck. Hey, y'all. Woo! Okay, well, welcome back to another episode of the Margarita Room. I am your hostess, Dutch. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I think this is the first Sunday that we're broadcasting. So welcome. And to the stage,
Yes.
we got my friend, my sister, artist, educator, Queen's girl,
Yes.
and of course, glitter priestess, Damali Abrams, everyone. Damali Abrams.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be back with you.
Yes. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been so long.
It has. So listen, before we start talking, let's just get everything out of the way. Listen, y'all know that I'm deep in the jungles of Costa Rica. So if I happen to cut out, just sit tight because I'll be right back. I just got to reboot my internet and I'm coming right back. Okay. I was traveling last week and I went back to United States, and shout out to my dad because my dad really came through with this 50-foot Ethernet.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 50-foot Ethernet
Oh.
for me. So I'm plugged directly into the modem. However, you know, the internet's be interneting. So please be patient with me and Damali and stick around.
Yes.
So thank you to everybody who's watching now, who will watch in the future. Thank you for everybody who's going to share and like this broadcast. So please remember to do it. Like, share, subscribe, of course. You can find me at the Margarita Room podcast across all platforms. You can cash at me if you're feeling generous at the Margarita Fund on, like I said, CashApp. Holla at me through email at the Margarita Room podcast at gmail.com. And for energy healing services like Reiki, Access Bars, Oracle, Human Design, holla at my website, www.thebutterflyhippie.com, or you can send me an email at hello@thebutterflyhippie.com. Woo! That was a mouthful.
I didn't know you do human design. I've always wanted to try that.
Yes, I do. I do human design. I've been a practitioner now for over a year. I've been studying for about 2 years.
Okay.
And yeah, so if I would love to do your human design, go over your human design chart.
Yes.
Absolutely. So welcome, Damali. How are you? Happy new moon in Pisces.
Yes, happy new moon in Pisces. I'm feeling all of the feelings.
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
I'm Cancer, so I'm feeling all the feelings at all time. Cancer sun, Cancer moon, Venus in Cancer, Scorpio rising. So I'm just
Girl.
very watery.
Girl,
Yeah.
come through with the cancer, come through with the cancers. Some of my favorite people are cancers. My father's a cancer. My nephew Logan, hey Logie, is a cancer. I am a Cancer North node. So I completely understand what you're saying. Come through, water signs, come through. Woo. Well, let's first talk about what this new moon in Pisces means, right? First of all, Pisces, if you know a Pisces, to know a Pisces is to love a Pisces. Okay. Shout out to all my Pisces friends out there. Shout out to Paris Williams, who is a Pisces. Her birthday is on St. Patrick's Day. So that's coming up. So happy birthday to you, sis. So to know a Pisces is to love a Pisces. Pisces are compassionate. They are artistic, deeply emotional, empathetic, psychic as shit. And they're often inclined to throw themselves into caring for others at all costs. Okay. Let me take a sip on that because
I will too.
Girl. Cheers.
Yes. Not all costs.
Oh, exactly. Not at all costs. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So, what does this new moon in Pisces mean? Great question, guys. Great question. The new moon in Pisces means that, it has the energy of a compassionate spirit, illuminating humanity. Okay. So our joys, our sorrows, our accomplishments, our oppressions, our desires and losses are all interwoven together. Okay. We talk about a Cancer being emotional. This new moon in Pisces, you're going to be feeling the feels, y'all. And it's okay. Feel the feels, work through it. And this is just an opportunity for you to change and grow, right? It's also a reminder that showing others respect and forgiveness and understanding is critical to your own growth. It's critical, y'all.
Oh boy.
How are you faring with this new moon energy in Pisces, Damali?
Yeah, it's funny because everything you're talking about has definitely been coming up in terms of being able to have compassion and forgiveness is a big one for me too. Something that I'm kind of always working on that one. Self-forgiveness is a big thing for me, especially.
Ooh.
So yeah, those things have been coming up.
Woo. Self-forgiveness. I had a moment, y'all. I had a moment a few days ago when I was traveling in the United States. I did a couple of stops in different states, one of them being North Carolina to care for my aunt who was having major surgery. And it was my honor and pleasure to be there for her, to cook for her, to make sure she had her glass of water filled, to give her her meds, to play cards with her. Beautiful. So it was really an honor and a pleasure. However, during that time, she was sleeping, I started to feel really sad and guilty is the word. Guilt crept in on me, y'all. And it was in terms of my mom. And, my mom passed away, long live Goddess Robin. She passed away in July of 2023, very unexpectedly to me, to everyone. And My mom had the same surgery a year prior that my aunt had had, which was a hysterectomy. And during that time that my mother had a hysterectomy, her and I were not speaking. In fact, just days before she had the hysterectomy, I had blocked her from contacting me. And in the moment of me taking care of my aunt, I was thinking about my mom and how I would give anything to get that time back so that I could take care of her, right? So that I could cook for her and I could give her medicine and play cards with her and just lay next to her. However, that's not possible. And then, I was crying and everything, and I kept opening my aunt's door to look at her, make sure she was, breathing and whatnot. And then as I was standing there crying and telling my mom that I was sorry for not being there for her, I heard, "It's okay, little girl.
Oh,
It's okay." And I kept drying my eyes and then kept crying and kept saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And then all of a sudden, my aunt woke up and called me from her room. And as soon as she did that, I did, okay. And that was enough. You know what I mean? And then I heard, "That's enough. That's enough crying. No more crying." So this season of new moon in Pisces of forgiveness, especially forgiving ourselves, and I forgive myself because, truth be told, I was not in the position to take care of my mom at that time. I had put up my own wellness boundary because I was taking care of myself. So guilt and shame is an illusion. It's a lie. And Ashe, and I forgive myself. And I love you, Mom. And I love you, Auntie. And I love you, Auntie. Woo!
that's
through.
so cool. Thank you so much for sharing that story.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Very sorry
Thank
for
you.
your loss, and
Thank
thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Yes. Woo! So having compassion and forgiveness for yourself, y'all, it's necessary for our growth.
Yeah.
It's really, 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 really necessary for our growth.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get into this. First of all, what hood raised you, Damali? Where do you come from?
I'm from Queens, born and raised.
Yeah.
I've been back here about the last 10 years. And yeah, I'm a Queens girl.
Yes. Tell us where you're born, because
Uh-oh, you're freezing. I don't know if you're freezing for everybody or just for me, but I'll keep talking just in case. So yeah, I'm from the Jamaica side of Queens, and yeah, I've been here a long time in Southeast Queens. I'm a member of the Southeast Queens Artists Alliance. I'm assuming that Dutch is frozen for everybody. So yes, I have lived in Queens most of my life. I moved away. I lived in Harlem. I lived in the Bronx, and I came back and I live in Queens again. And it's very different now than it was when I was growing up here. But life is constant change. So that's something that, okay, she's signed off. So yeah, so that's something that also that comes up a lot during the new moon, the new energy, right? We're constantly, every single month, we're going through cycles. Some of us, our bodies are going through physical cycles where we can see we're going through menses that marks the moons, but we always have the cycles of the moon and the cycles of the planets. Where I live in the Northeast, we have 4 distinct seasons. So we know we can see the cycles in nature that are going on in ourselves as well. Hey,
Boo.
yes.
I saw you. I saw you. Keep going. That's my girl. Yeah. See, I'm telling you guys, this is it's really crazy because I had the internet service provider come to the crib, and check my internet.
Mm.
And through Wi-Fi, I get like 50 something. And then when it's plugged into the box, I get 90 something. So just please bear with me. I will be back as soon as possible. Thank you, Damali, for keeping the show rolling. So you're from Queens. What part of Queens are you from?
Yes, I'm from Southeast Queens. I'm from the Jamaica side of Queens.
Yes.
And I was saying when you were gone that I moved away, and I lived in the Bronx, and I lived in Harlem, and then I moved back, and I'm back here again in Queens.
Come through. What is your favorite pizza spot?
I can't really do dairy, but if I could, there's a spot.
Wait, you don't eat dairy at all?
I can't.
Sis.
I know. Sometimes I still do. Sometimes I buy the pills and I'll eat it anyway, but I'll still get sick, and my body's not happy with me. Like, no matter what, my body's like, no. But there's a spot on Jamaica Avenue, and what is that? Maybe like 164th or 1.
Okay, so are we talking Margaritas?
Is that the name? You mean as the name of the place?
Yes.
I don't remember the name of the place, but it's right on the Ave, and I'm trying to remember what it's next to and across from, but it's been there forever, and they have really. I always liked their pizza.
I think you're talking about Margarita. There's Margaritas on that block. I really wouldn't know. My brother Derek loves Margaritas. Personally, I love Gabby's.
I love Gabby's too. Gabby's is good.
Okay.
Gabby's is good.
Shout out to Gabby's Pizza.
That's really good.
That's Francis Lewis and Hillside. All right, y'all.
Gabby's is good. Gabby's is good.
Yeah, and then if we're gonna go over to Brooklyn, right? Because I too, born and raised in Queens. However, I've lived several places in New York City. I lived in Brooklyn 3 times, maybe 4 times actually, and Long Island. However, my favorite pizza spot in Brooklyn is Sal's in Williamsburg.
Wait,
that's on Union.
Is Sal's from Do the Right Thing?
No! Shout out to Sal's Do the Right Thing. That's in Bed-Stuy. That was on Quincy Street. Was that on Quincy Street? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, so shout out to all the pizza spots, all the pizza lovers. Girl, I love a slice of pizza. A slice with sausage. With a little bit of salt and pepper, and then chili flakes on top. Of course.
Yes.
Of course. My mom used to eat her pizza slice backwards. Can you believe it? She used to.
Oh, crust first.
Yes, crust first.
Very interesting.
Crust first. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So how long have you been the Glitter Priestess? And what is the Glitter Priestess? When did you discover her? Let's talk about that, because I love glitter.
Thank you. Yes, I love glitter too, and I think so many of us do.
Mm-hmm.
So I became the Glitter Priestess a few years ago, at least 5 years or maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
And Glitter Priestess, the whole concept of Glitter Priestess is about the fact that for me, I'm a visual artist, and a lot of my work is about healing, and my work is really about art as a healing modality and as a spiritual practice.
Yeah.
But also everything as a healing modality and everything as a spiritual practice. I first started referring to myself as a priestess because I don't remember what book this was, and I always talk about it, but I can't remember the book. The book I thought it was in, it's not in there, but because brief detour. But when I was younger, I would just go to the library and take out all of these books. Mm-hmm. And so I don't remember all of the books that I read at that time, because I would
come through library.
I was just reading everything I could about spirituality and healing. But
yes,
I was reading about these ancient priestesses, and their practice was to use anything at their disposal for the purposes of healing, whether it's art, dance, plants, music, sexual energy.
Yes.
everything for healing. And I was like, yes, that is what I want. So that I started referring to myself as a priestess then. Back then, my cousin had this magazine called Mahogany Blues, and I was the my cousin Adana Collins and my homegirl Keisha was part of the magazine. Yeah, Keisha Noel and Shadaga. Like there was a whole like team of us putting together this magazine that my cousin had started.
Yeah.
And my title for the magazine was Priestess of Content. I was the editor-in-chief, but I was like, I'm going to be the Priestess of Content.
Come through.
And I was like also studying herbal medicine. I took a course in herbal medicine. I wound up taking a lot of different classes in herbal medicine, and I was writing a column about it and then later that became making videos. And at that time I was calling myself Herb Girl.
I love that.
And then, so I did that for a while. And then I just got to a point where I didn't feel like, I felt like I aged out of calling myself girl. So that's when the name evolved to Glitter Priestess. Because I was like, I'm not a girl anymore.
Yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. Glitter means it's all encompassing. It encompasses everything.
And I love glitter. I love sparkle. I love glitter. Yeah. I love shimmery, shiny things. And like that's also like the aesthetic of my mother and my aunts. Like if you go to any family parties, you're gonna see all the aunties and mommies in sequin dresses
come through.
In their homes, you're gonna see the gold shiny tablecloths and covering the bureaus and the dressers. There's always going to be glittery gold, shiny something on the curtains. There's always going to be.
I love it.
So
I love it. I love it. I love it. I started wearing glitter full time probably a year ago. And I mean, I get so many compliments on it. I get so many people. Just 2 days ago, a woman comes up to me before yoga, and she says, I love your glitter. I used to wear glitter when I was 13. Aww. And now you make me want to wear glitter. And I'm in my 60s. I said, well, I'm in my 40s and I wear glitter every single day. So do you.
Exactly.
Most people love it. My aunt, on the other hand, is very afraid of glitter, and she is afraid it's going to get in her eye. So...
Well, glitter does have its hazards. But I mean, regular glitter eyeshadow shouldn't hurt your eyes.
Yes. We got some comments here from the viewers. Hey, viewers.
Yay.
Hey. Oh, Saskia is there. My beautiful sisters. Yes, we love you. Shout out to the sacred land of Australia.
Oh.
We love you guys over there. I love you, Saskia. You are also an artist, Saskia. Ancestral arts, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely. Speaking of ancestors, your family, they are from the sacred lands of Guyana.
Yes.
Yes. How much of your art is infused with those sacred lands of Guyana?
Well, definitely through my parents and my family's influence, for sure. Because my family is definitely my biggest influence. As I was talking about, like with the aesthetics and the gold and the shiny and the shimmery, that is very Guyanese.
Yeah.
I have my Guyana gold. I don't want to put my middle finger up at you, but I have my Guyana gold ring here.
Yeah.
So yes, Guyana, I think part of it is that Guyana, there are gold mines in Guyana, and Guyana is one of the, I don't know if it still is, but has been one of the biggest exports. Gold has been one of the biggest exports coming out of Guyana. And for people who don't know, because a lot of people don't know, Guyana is in South America.
Yes, it is.
And it is culturally and politically a Caribbean country. So it's the only English-speaking country in Guyana. But a lot of people have never heard of it. That's why.
In South America.
Yes.
Yes. Come through Guyana. I've never been to Guyana. I would love to visit Guyana.
Yeah, you should.
I'm feeling like, I don't know, all of a sudden I just saw us in the sacred waters of Guyana. Me, you.
My God, that would be amazing.
I mean, come through, ancestors.
Yes.
Now, did your love of alchemy and co-creating with the elements come from your ancestors?
Yes.
Mm.
My sister Abiola talks about this all the time. Like, our family is very psychic, though they wouldn't use that terminology, but like,
What terminology would they use?
like either like, oh, I dreamed this.
Mm.
Somebody's pregnant because I had a dream about a fish.
Okay.
And lo and behold, somebody's pregnant. Or somebody's gonna die because I had a dream about a wedding. Or there are different symbols. And I think this is common throughout the Caribbean as well, where there are. But yeah, so there are things like things will come to people in dreams, or just knowings or understandings. And my mother's grandmother, she was someone who like was a midwife, but not technically a midwife. Like, she didn't go to school or have any training, but she was the healer for the women.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
come through, great grandma.
And my father is very spiritual. He's a minister in the spiritual Baptist tradition. So yes.
So definitely co-creating with the elements came from your ancestors. What is your favorite element? Right? So we have water, we have earth, we have fire, we have wind. What's your favorite? We got the moon, we got the stars, the sun. We got them all. We got the plants, right? Yeah. What's your favorite?
My favorite is water. I'm very watery.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Guyana is actually known for mermaids. Yes, they're called fair maids, but yes, there have been historically a lot of mermaid sightings. And people to this day still will say that they were in a specific place and they saw something. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. There's actually I'm not a Christopher Columbus fan, but even in Christopher Columbus's diaries, when he was off the coast of what is now Guyana, he wrote about seeing mermaids there.
Wow.
Yes. And he said, and they are not so fair as they have been reported to be, or something like that.
Come through, dark skin. Come through, dark skin. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's what that means, right?
That's how I take it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goddess. So wow. I love a mermaid. First of all, so speaking of having compassion for all of God's creatures, right? This new moon in Pisces energy. I go into the bathroom today, in the bungalow, and I'm just checking everything out because there haven't been any guests. So I go in the bathroom. Something told me, lift up the toilet seat.
Uh-oh.
Girl, I lift up that toilet seat. There was a frog. Girl, and this is the second time this happened. The first time the toilet seat was left open, okay? This time the toilet seat is closed.
Oh no.
And there is a frog about this size in the toilet.
No.
Yes. Yes. First of all, I almost shit myself because I knew that there was going to be something in the toilet seat. And if there was something in the toilet seat, I couldn't believe it. So then I said, okay, just got to go get the broom like I did before. Girl, I get the broom. I posted the video of my interaction with the frog on my Instagram. So go to the Butterfly Hippie on Instagram. Anyway, so I look at the frog and I tell the frog, listen, you got to get out of here.
Right.
You got, and to boot, when I lift up the toilet seat, there is frog feces all on the inside of the toilet. He's probably been in there for 2 weeks.
Ugh.
For 2 weeks. So I know when I open up that toilet seat, he was like, thank God.
Oh no. I love that freeze frame, but okay. I think Dutch is frozen again. So she might get cut off. Listen, when I I went to Barbados a few years ago, several years ago now, for an artist residency, and I was there for about a month. I was there for 3 weeks, and 1 week of the month I was in Grenada with Groundation Grenada, and I was with Fresh Milk in Barbados. But all of that was amazing. The residency was amazing. The house was amazing. Everything was gorgeous. But there were these little frogs that would come into the house. And because it's in the Caribbean, in Barbados, the houses are built with ventilation that's like these big holes. So things can come in. And so these little frogs would come in. And then in the morning, they would be like, what I thought at first was that they were shedding their skin. So they would be like these little, what I thought were skins all around the house. And I would just sweep them up, whatever. What I found out from people who lived there is that those were the frogs would die and shrivel up overnight. So after that, it became it became much more stressful. I was telling some frog I was telling some frog stories, but yeah.
So anyway, back to this frog. I tell this frog, listen, you got to go, my G.
Right.
And then I said, you ready? I took the broom handle and I was like, come on, baby. And I got him out in 2 seconds.
Amazing.
He was ready to get out of there. He said, thanks, sis. I'm out. I'm out. And then I left the door open for him to do his thing so he can exit the bathroom.
Right.
You know. So, I mean, and then I'm texting my dad. I'm like, so that means he came up through the freaking pipe? Right? I mean, because the toilet seat was closed.
Yikes.
Girl. So having compassion for all of God's creatures, right? Because imagine being stuck in a dark place, you know, for definitely 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The last time that toilet was open was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that he is free.
Yeah.
Girl.
Wow.
So let's talk about this new moon. How long have you been practicing moon magic?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah. How long?
A long, long time.
Yes.
I don't even know. Maybe decades. I don't know. I feel like forever.
Okay.
I've definitely been, like I said, at a very young age, I was reading a lot of books and getting into a lot of things. So yeah, it's been a long time. How about you?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. When we first met, what was that, 2021? You taught me about moon magic. You taught me about making moon water.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And from that day that we met in 2021, and you told me about that, I went right home and I did exactly what you said.
Amazing.
And so since 2021, I've been practicing moon magic. And also thanks to your book.
Yay, I love it.
Glitter Priestess, Recipe Design, y'all.
Yes.
This has been a guide for me.
Oh, wow.
And I love it so much.
Oh,
thank you for providing this immense service to the community. What is your favorite practice to do when you're practicing moon magic?
My favorite. It depends. I go through different moments. I would say right now, I really love focusing on intentions. Focusing first on like gratitudes from like the last cycle to now, like things that have happened over the last cycle. And then focusing on things that I'm calling in. So, and then that could be with burning a candle. That can be with, I like to put my stones and crystals outside to get charged up also.
Yes, I just put all of my crystals out on 2 baking sheets.
I love it.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Putting water out, like you said, to collect energy, collecting rainwater also. So yeah, it depends.
Okay, so do you well, just like you said, cleansing my stones in the moonlight, talking to the moon. Always, I'm always talking to the moon. I'm always talking about the moon to people. The other day, someone asked me where I was from, and I told her the moon.
I love that.
I said, well, originally I'm from the moon.
I love
However,
it.
when I was born in Queens, New York.
I love it.
And halfway through the conversation, and she let it rock, and I got that she understood me by her eyes when I said the moon, because sometimes people will be like, well, what do you mean? Or have a furrowed brow or say the moon. And I say, yeah, the moon. And then some people would laugh, do a little giggle. Some people say, I get you. Anyway, so halfway through the conversation, she stops me and she goes, hey, you remember when you said you were from the moon? I says, yeah. She goes, I totally understand what you mean. And she says, up and all through my 30s, I would tell people when people would ask me, where am I from? I would just go, but I didn't know where exactly. At least you know that you're from the moon. And I said, exactly.
I love that so much.
Yes, exactly. So I'm constantly talking about the moon. What about moon water tonight? Do you recommend the folks put out a glass of water on your windowsill or in your backyard or anywhere that is you can get some moonlight? Do you recommend that folks do that?
Yes, definitely. New moon for me is, I mean, you can do it anytime throughout the cycle, but the new moon is when we're calling in the new things. Full moon is typically when we're releasing and letting go. And then like, as we're beginning a new cycle, we're kind of now, and then this is our last new moon before the spring equinox, I think.
Yes, yes.
There's a lot of powerful energy floating now, because that spring equinox is really the new year.
Yes.
So this is a very powerful time for calling things in and what we want to give birth to in this new spring season. So yes, you can put water outside.
Okay, so how exactly would one person do that? How would one person charge their water in the moonlight? Tell me word for word.
Okay, so what you can do is you take any water that's drinkable water. It could be your tap water, it could be filtered water, and I prefer a glass jar just because you're infusing it with energy, and plastic has its own energy. But it could also be plastic because, we are intention, we have the divine within us. We, as we say so, we make it so.
Facts.
But I mean, I like to be pretty and fancy and put it in like a glass jar or glass bottle. And
I used a vase. The first time I made it, I filled up a big vase.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And then, and you can speak your intentions into the vessel of water, whatever the container is, leave it outside. If you're putting it on your windowsill inside, you can leave it open if you want to. If you're putting it outside, I would recommend covering it. It's still going to get infused with the energy from the moon. And you can just leave it overnight. You can also leave it outside for like 3 nights, depending. And then you drink that water or bathe with that water, wash your face with that water. You can put it in a spray bottle.
Woo! Spray bottle.
I love spray bottles. I'm obsessed with my spray bottles.
Come through. I just bought a whole bunch of spray bottles. I am going to do that. Yes.
Spray bottles are my favorite when I'm collecting rainwater or when I have my moon water or just any water. And then from there, you can put a crystal in the water. You can put some essential oils in the water. You can, go as crazy as you want, which I like to do.
Yes.
Do the most.
I love it. Now, what are the benefits of collecting new moon water? What is the purpose?
Yes. So the water is then charged up with the energy of that moon, and specifically this new moon in Pisces. And we're talking about compassion and forgiveness and all of those sorts of things. So what you would do, you could either then focus your intentions towards what that moon is already bringing with it. So you're really working in harmony with the elements in that way, like thinking about, who do I want to forgive right now? How can I manifest? Or I always start with self, like I was saying, self-forgiveness is really important, because I think a lot of times when we have a hard time forgiving other people is because we have a hard time forgiving ourselves. And those people who are the most stern and harsh and hard on other people and really judgmental, most likely they are beating themselves up on the inside all the time too. So that would be a great focus for that water, to put that intention into the water. And then as you're drinking it, you're saying the affirmation, I forgive myself, or I forgive Bob or Sally or whoever, you're directing your forgiveness energy towards. Shout out to my homegirl Sally, who's with the ancestors.
Yes, Sally.
That name just came out just now as I was talking. I was like, oh,
she's with us. She's with us. Thank you, Sally.
Yes. So the power of it is the energy of that moon, whatever that moon is, and you're just, and your own energy and your own focus. And water holds energy anyway, which is that's why our bodies hold energy, because we're mostly water. So all of that is in harmony with each other.
Hell yeah. I get water delivery here, 5-gallon jugs. And I write a sign that I post on the water jug saying, this water is abundant, happy, thriving, in love, in allowance, trust, gratitude, vulnerability, and honor, protected, a whole bunch of words I write that. And I put it on the water jug, because water holds energy.
Yes.
Water holds energy. Every time I put water in my jug, I read those words into my water as I'm pouring it. Every time I am giving my dogs the same water, right? I speak into that as well. I tell them how much I love them in that water, and I put it down for them. So yes, water holds energy. You have to think, right, that you have all these, like you said, first of all, we are made up of mostly water. And then, like, let's say you have jugs of water just hanging around and all you're doing is talking shit all day. You know what I mean? Or in homes where it's tumultuous, that water holds that energy, my G's. True. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to be intentional and realize that your words hold weight, and your words hold weight in water. Okay. Your words hold weight in water. Be intentional when you're drinking water, when you're in your shower, when you go to the ocean. On that note, let me take a sip of my water.
Yes, and that's another thing. For the new moon, it's a great time for like spiritual baths. If you are trying to cleanse anything away or call anything in, this is a good time for that as well.
Yes. I am so grateful. So back to our favorite elements. Mine is water. I am a water sign. I'm a Scorpio sun, Scorpio Venus, North Node in Cancer. And I got Scorpio all throughout my chart as well.
Okay.
So water is one of my favorites. And then also, all of them actually, fire, right? Okay. Because your girl be lighting a candle, okay? Your girl will light a candle in a second, speak her prayers into it.
I'm sorry, hold on one second. My computer's about to die. It's plugged in, but I guess something's up.
Don't worry. Listen. Oh, and it's 5:55, y'all. Well, I don't know where y'all are, but over here in Costa Rica, it is 5:55 p.m. And during this time, I say all of life comes to me, my businesses, my babies, my body, our bodies with ease, joy, and glory. And anything that stands in the way of that, I destroy and uncreate times a godzillion.
Yes, I love that.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9 shorts, boys, povets, and beyond. So there's some magic for your asses right there. So come through 5:55. All right, so we're gonna make some new moon water tonight, y'all. Can we
Yes.
do that? Can we
Yes.
do that? Can we speak our intentions into the water that we're gonna make tonight and put it out on your balcony, put it out on your windowsill, put it in your backyard, cover it up with a piece of, I don't know, cellophane, plastic wrap or whatever.
Yeah.
Foil works too?
Anything, because the
Okay.
energy is still gonna get into it. So yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. So make your water and do your thing. Speak your intentions into it. Put in a spray bottle, spray your body down.
Yes,
Take
yes.
put a couple of cups out there. Put a freaking pot out there. Put a couple of
Exactly.
vases out there. Just do it all, y'all. Just do it all. Get
I love
fancy
that.
with it.
Yes.
Get fancy with it.
Yes.
Oh, this has been so much fun. Anything, let me talk about your art, first of all. You are an artist.
I am an artist. Uh-oh. So yes, I am an artist. I am an interdisciplinary artist. I focus mostly on visual art. I make a lot of mixed media collage, and I also write, and recently finished writing a book that I'm now in the process of finding an editor for, and that book is about how to bring pleasure into our daily lives. But oh yes, as I'm like adjusting, I'm like, oh yes, this is one of my mixed media collages right here, called Blood, Coffee, and Tears. And I do a lot of work about folklore, Afro-Caribbean folklore, as I was talking about mermaids. I have a whole series of Black mermaids and from different cultural backgrounds. And then I've started to do a lot of work around archival research, using archival documents, studying the histories of different parts of Queens, New York City, where I live. And what else? My work has a lot of folk magic, folk medicine, folklore. So just calling on different traditional practices.
Hi.
Yes. So I was talking about, this is one of my collages called Blood, Coffee, and Tears.
Woo!
And this is it's a painting made up of, it actually has blood, coffee, and tears in it. So it uses paper that's been dyed with menstrual blood and coffee and actual I saved tissues that I cried into and put it into the collage as well. And then it has like different plants in it, like dried flowers that were pressed, and lots of mirrors on it. This piece is about learning to love the shadow sides of ourselves. Yeah, it just fits for what we've been talking about as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Loving our shadow side.
Yeah.
Right? Because all sides of us are beautiful, not just when we're happy and smiling.
Exactly.
The times when we feel guilt or shame or anger or sadness or, whatever. Our past selves, you know what I mean, that you aren't necessarily proud of.
Yes.
All of these sides of you are important and deserve to be loved unconditionally.
Yes.
Unconditionally. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful statement. Menstrual blood, right? Saskia, daughter of Papa, and I were talking about this on our show, the importance of menstrual blood and how powerful it is. What is your experience with using menstrual blood as art, in magic, things like that? Do you?
Yeah, so this piece is part of, it's a triptych. There were 3 pieces that I made as part of a self-love spell. And so with the idea of casting a spell on myself, it's got my blood, it has like my hair, there are like my locks in there, all sorts of things. Because, when people always say like, don't let people get your hair because they'll work on you or whatever. So working on myself. So I
Yeah.
put my own energy and my own essence into that. And yeah, it's extremely powerful. It's the life force that's running through our bodies, that came through our bloodline, that
Woo.
would pass on to another generation or not. And whether or not we're giving birth to children,
Mhm.
it still holds our creative energy, as well as all the physical nutrients that it holds. So it's very, very powerful. Some people use menstrual blood to fertilize their plants.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's extremely powerful. And in terms of using it to manifest or call in something, it's a very powerful element. Speaking of elements.
Yes. Speaking of elements, so I just finished my moon. For those that don't know what moon means, just finished my period, just finished my menstrual a couple of days ago, and I started making my own water to nourish my plants.
Beautiful.
And I had a conversation with a new friend of mine, and she tells me how she makes menstrual moon water.
I love
moon
it.
water.
Yeah.
And she told me her method, which was to collect it in a menstrual cup and then put it in a glass jar with water. And she says she keeps it in her refrigerator. And she says when she started doing it, her husband and her kid was like, "What is this?" And she's like, and her mother. And she said, "It's my period blood with water. I'm going to nourish the plants with it."
I love it.
And they were like, "Okay." I said, "Wow, that's beautiful that your husband and your kid and your mom didn't be, judge you or say, ew, what is this?" I said, "Congratulations, my G." And she says, "Wow, I didn't think of it like that." I said, Yeah. I mean, you're storing your blood mixed with water in the fridge next to your orange juice. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they didn't judge you like a bunch of, judgy Cathys.
Right.
They were like, "Okay, listen, whatever. That's just mom. That's mommy.
Yes.
That's mom. That's my wife. I love her." Wow. Okay, so we're talking about moon, using the moon to charge up our water. Any other of your favorite practices that you enjoy doing?
Let me think. What is another?
And also, I keep dodging out of the art. Do you have any showcases coming up? Do you have any showcases or anything coming up that the people need to know about?
Oh, thank you. Yes, some of my work is up at King Manor Museum it's on Jamaica Avenue in Jamaica, Queens.
Yes.
And, King Manor Museum is like a historical house, one of the signers of the Constitution, whose name is Rufus King. He had a house there, and they've turned that house into a museum. And some of my work is up there. One piece is called From Genocide to Gentrification, and another and there's another piece called Black in the Day in Queens. And those two pieces have a lot about like Black and Native American histories in different parts of Queens. And I also have some work up right now at El Barrio's Art Space, which is on 99th Street in Manhattan. And it used to be a school in the New York City public school system, and then it's been converted to private residence for artists. And also, oh yes, I do have Instagram, and also it has art galleries in it. So yes, thank you for asking. My Instagram is at Damali Abrams, DAMALI ABRAMS. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I'm on TikTok also. I've just started recently using TikTok within the last year.
Yeah, so this is all Damali's information. Okay, you can reach her on Linktree, and then her Instagram right there, Damali Abrams, TikTok, glitter__ Priestess. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Damali Abrams.
And also one more show coming up. There's a show up right now at St. John's University's Yay Gallery, and there's going to be an opening reception Thursday, March 14th, 5 to 8 p.m.
What? St. John's University in Queens.
That's part of, I'm doing a teaching artist residency through an organization called Chashama. And so the teaching artists are going to be showing our work alongside of some work made by people who have taken our workshops.
Wow. And you're also an educator, right?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Where are you an educator?
I'm actually an adjunct at St. John's University. Also, I am. My class isn't offered this semester, but I'll be back there in the fall. And
Come through.
I work for an organization called Intertwine that I recently started working for, and we teach weaving to adults with disabilities. And then I'm also doing the teaching artist residency in Shama, and I teach workshops all over as well.
Wow. What is your favorite part about being an artist from Queens?
My favorite part about being an artist from Queens, oh, that's
yes.
First of all, there's so many amazing artists from Queens and so many amazing people from Queens. So I feel like I'm part of this like really rich history of the great people who have lived in Queens. Like, so many. Let me think. James Brown lived in Queens.
Yes.
Malcolm X lived in Queens, and we have people who are like LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Run DMC, like on and on. Like Queens is an amazing place. So
it is.
I think that's it. Yeah, just being part of that history.
Yes. You're so right. So many artists come from Queens. So many influential and important people in our history come from Queens.
Yeah.
You come from Queens. I come from Queens. Shit. Woo, come through. Come through. Okay. Well, do we got anything else to say? Because we're almost at an hour. We've lost connection a few times. Listen, and before we get off of here, obviously, we're going to do a card pull.
Oh, yeah.
I want to give you a shout out for your book. Is it still published? Can people still get this?
That book is out of print. It was published by a small press called Harlequin Creature. It was a limited edition, and
wow,
got many copies. I probably have like maybe 2 left for myself, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, sis, this y'all. This right here, the Glitter Priestess Recipes Dine. I mean, by Damali Abrams. Read, resist, repeat. All proceeds from the sale of this book go to the Free Black Women's Library. Wow. This is a recipe book of all types of magic. The art in here is impeccable. I mean, lavender wine, self-love potion. I mean, it just goes on. Full moon charged water right here, front page. It gives you clear, concise directions. So, I mean, what would it take for you to just do another reprint of this, right? People just come knocking down your doors for this recipe book.
I mean, well, right now I do have another book coming out. I was talking about it when you were not, after you got cut off. I wrote a book about how to bring pleasure into everyday life.
Woo!
That one has a lot of recipes in it as well, and different little artsy and magical tips. So right now I'm working on getting an editor for that because I'm going to self-publish it. And so stay tuned for that. That is working on it for a really long time, and it's slow going, but everything is in divine order, and it's coming. It's coming,
y'all. I'm so excited for that, Damali. I love it. Okay, well, it's time to pull a card. Let me pull up a card pull. And of course, we're going to use my favorite deck. Yay. The African Goddess Rising deck by Abiola Abrams, who is your sister.
Yes, shout out to Abiola. And Abiola has a new deck coming out this Tuesday.
Yes.
You can pre-order it, and it will be delivered to you. Well, if you're in the States, if you pre-order it, it will be delivered to you on the day that it's released. I've already ordered mine.
Yes, come through.
The new deck is called Secrets of the Ancestors. So
yes. You know what? I'm going to order, because I was thinking, I'm in freaking Costa Rica. So I'm just going to order it, have it sent to my aunt's house, because she's got to send me a package. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Come through. I went on Amazon and saw that it was being released after I was leaving the United States. I was like, However, we got options. Okay, so here we go. Do we have any questions for the card? Hey, listen, what message do you have for the collective for the new moon? For the new moon, y'all. What message do you have for the collective for the new moon?
I'm giving it some energy with a Cabbage Patch.
Yeah. Oh,
there we go.
Whoa. We got 3 cards that fell out, y'all.
Wow.
However, I have a deal with my cards. I only take cards that are face up.
Okay.
And out of the 3 cards, only 1 was face up.
Oh, which one is that?
That is Desire Ngami.
Okay.
Okay. Now this card will be put up on my Instagram after the show.
Desire. Okay.
Desire, y'all. Desire.
Yes.
Card number 8. I love this part. I love this part. All right, y'all. Ngami. She's goddess of desire. She's from the Ashanti, Akan tribe.
Wow.
She's from the Temple of Conjurers. Come through, Conjurers. As we're talking about performing magic, right? Come through. Her element is air. Ooh, I love the wind. My mom comes to me in the wind.
Oh, beautiful.
Ngami is, you ready for this, y'all? Ngami is the triple moon goddess of the Ashanti.
Yes.
Every new day, this mother goddess rebirths the sun, shooting life into us with her moon bow.
Wow.
Her lunar rays illuminate souls. Come through. They are always listening to us, y'all.
Yes, at all times.
Ngami's guidance. Dream bigger. Puny desires constrict you.
Yes.
Your desires create life, so allow them to flow boldly, y'all.
Yes.
Flow boldly. This is the embodiment she wants you to embody.
Yes.
What do you really desire? Get specific. See it. Smell it.
Uh-oh. Dutch is frozen again. But hearing her talk about dream bigger and bigger intentions, when I was meditating on this conversation before we came here, I was thinking about us all having an intention towards peace in the world, an intention towards sending peace wherever there is war, wherever there's genocide, wherever there is exploitation right now, wherever people are hungry, wherever people are suffering, wherever there's pain and abuse. But we need to, no, I shouldn't say we need to, but I would like to send my intention toward that as well, using this new moon energy. Excuse me. Especially talking about having compassion, and it's always interesting having that balance between wanting to stay in gratitude and also having that grief for all of the horrible things that are happening in the world, and not wanting to sink underneath that grief and the feelings of powerless and the feelings of these issues are far bigger than anything I could possibly affect or change. Hi.
I'm back.
Yes.
You can't keep us down. All right, let's get back to the card reading.
Yes.
So, the embodiment. What do you really desire? Get specific.
Yes.
See it. Smell it. Feel it. Call it in now. What you desire desires you.
Yes.
Does your desire flow from love or fear? Manifestations that come from fear-based desires keep you safe and small. Desires that come from your soul expand your world.
Yes.
Here's your goddess declaration, y'all. You ready? What I desire desires me.
Yes, let's go.
What I desire desires me.
What I desire desires me. Yes, what I desire desires me. Yes, I am
Yes.
receiving that. Yes.
Yes,
I
yes,
will
yes, yes,
take that
yes.
in. Bathe in
Take
that.
it in, baby. Take it in on the new moon. The
Yeah.
moon goddess comes to see us, y'all, on the new moon.
Yes,
Come through. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you,
I love you so
Damali.
much. Thank
And I
you.
love you, viewers. Thank you so much for watching and for interacting. Oh, look, we got Kathleen
Oh,
in the
Kat!
building.
Love
Hey,
you, Kat.
Kathleen. How are you?
That's my good friend Kat. She's the best.
Hey, Kat. Then of course we have Saskia throwing the moons in the chat. That's right. We're talking about the moon, and the moon goddess shows up. Y'all, this is for real. Yes. And here she goes. Read me, goddess. Yes. I'm gonna read you for filth every time we get on here, y'all. Well, not me. It comes from the ancestors. I'm just a divine channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Kat. Thank you so much. And also, thank you for everyone who's tuning in now, who will watch in the future. Yeah, happy new moon in Pisces, y'all. And I'll see y'all maybe in another 2 weeks. I'm gonna have a model on the show. Ooh, tune in. Remember, once again, please like, share, subscribe, follow. You can find me on the Margarita Room podcast across all platforms. Also, you can find me at the Butterfly Hippie on Instagram. That's my personal Instagram. My website, thebutterflyhippie.com, or you can email me, hello@thebutterflyhippie, for energy healing services, human design, Reiki, Oracle, all that good stuff. And once again, Damali, I have your stuff right here. That's how you can connect with Damali through Linktree, through Instagram, through TikTok. And one more thing, y'all. Remember, ask, believe, act, allow, receive. Once again, that is from this good book right here, aka the African Rising Goddess, or the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. I quote from this deck every single day of my life, literally. So thank you so much to Abiola Abrams. And thank you, Damali Abrams.
Yay, thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Yes, it was super great. And I'll see you when I'm back in Queens, which will be soon.
Awesome.
Okay.
I can't wait.
All right. Love you guys. See you in a couple of weeks. Happy new moon. Make that moon water, y'all. Make that moon water.
Yes, do it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.